What is up, everybody? I'm No Lux Given, back with more Demon Bluff, and today we are going to be trying out blind mode. This might ruin our streak, but we've got to try it out eventually here. We also won't be able to try it out on this first village because we have not selected it, so we're already spoiled, and this will be a nice little warm-up here. We've got a Puka, a Shaman, and then a Plague Doctor or a Doppelganger. Oh, and I think I also have to turn off the deck view. But that will allow us... You know what? I could probably keep that on until we're ready to go to the next one and then turn that off at that point. So let's kick things off here with the Lover, which says there are no evils adjacent to me, but you could be Puka Corrupted. Or you could be Plague Doctor Corrupted. Or you could just be telling the truth. A lot of potentials here. A confessor that says they are dizzy. Well, the very least you are corrupted. You could be evil. You could be evil with the Lover. I think that we do probably wind up stabbing the confessor. But I suppose we'll see if there is a Plague Doctor on the board first, huh? 1 is evil. 1... 7 or 9. All right, let's mark those. Oh, but you could also be corrupted by the Puka. I think this is a dang Puka because this is good. Let's see if all of these can add up. There's only one pair of evil. That's actually going to be impossible to place already if this is a Puka. Because if this is a Puka, that means that 1, 9, and 7 are all good, and the Confessor is good, so we have not left ourselves a potential pair on the board. So the Knitter, well, if the Knitter's evil, then the Empress is not corrupted. This could be Plague Doctor corrupted. That's all still possible. 2 or 6... is a Shaman. Well, I think it might be 6. Because if 2 is the Shaman, it could be that this is evil and this is evil. And this is just Puka corrupted. But if this is the Shaman, that would also have to mean that the Lover is evil. All right, and that would mean that that's the evil for the Empress. All of that's definitely possible. We found the Plague Doctor. I thought it was only a matter of time. Puka is 2 away from the closest evil, or you're corrupted. Like, the Puka could be right here corrupting you. That makes sense to me. We're certainly going to check somewhere in this capacity, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to test the Confessor with the Plague Doctor. I think I'm just going to straight up stab the Confessor. Especially since they have an oracle pointing at them as well. You're saying number 2's a real confessor? I was just starting to have a little bit of a hunch. So if number 2 is a real confessor, wait, it might have to be. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, because we also found a Knitter. I was just about to say, and again, this could be the Plague Doctor corrupted Knitter. We might want to look back at that world. But for a second, I was thinking that the Confessor was the only Shaman double-up that we had on the board here. Now it doesn't seem like it's that. Wow, imagine playing this blind. Imagine not knowing that you have a Puka and a Shaman and a Doppelganger blind. I'm going to lose my streak in this episode. I'm going to lose my streak. Yeah, there's no way around it. It does seem like this Plague Doctor is probably... correct. And I think I'm going to check the Scout. I think this Scout is Puka corrupted by the Lover. But this could very well be the Shaman. Though it could be this is evil and this is evil. And this is the Puka corrupting the Confessor. And then... No, because the Oracle and the Confessor can't both be corrupted. I think I'm going to check the Scout. I think that's just a good place to start. I will say, we have Knitters giving us different information. Evils are not adjacent to each other. There's only one pair of evil. Maybe that's where I want to go instead. We know that this Confessor is good. That's an interesting thing. And because this Confessor is good, This could be a minion, but it cannot be the demon. But it could just be a minion, and then this could be our shaman pair. I think we actually do have a pair of evils now, though. I think that this is our pair of evils. So I think that actually you are randomly corrupted. You are not corrupted. Huh. I'm going to mark you as good and mark you as corrupted for now. And I think you're just Plague Doctor corrupted. So if we don't have a pair, would that mean that you're evil, you're corrupted, you're corrupted? Puka is... No, but Puka 2 away from the closest evil. Oh, Puka could be 3 away? 1, 2, 3? Oh, that's not good. That's not good. We've left ourselves with a bunch of worlds. But I do kind of like this idea that the Empress is pointing at the lover. Oh, and you're Puka poisoned. Wait, evils are not adjacent to each other, but this is not corrupted information. That's the trick. I can't come up with a world where evils aren't adjacent to each other. So now I'm starting to think that this is good but corrupted, and this might be evil. If this knitter is not corrupted, how do we not have adjacent evils on a board like this? I think that this knitter be lion, and I'm going to start here. That is the minion. All right, good first pick there. So that means that because this information was a lie, this is probably true information. I think that that's probably fair to say, because I do think that... Well, actually, wait a minute. Now we know that this is good. Because this has to be our shaman-created villager. So we know that this is good and corrupted. And we know that... Well, we don't know that this is bad information. Number 2 is a real confessor. Oh, here's something curious. I think that that's actually confirmed true. Because I don't know if a Puka would be able to corrupt a doppelganger confessor. Maybe it could, but I don't think so. So I think you're actually just right, at which point this oracle is starting to look a little bit sus. Interestingly, though, that would mean that the Puka is 2 cards away from the closest evil. So maybe you... No, you had to get dizzy somehow. You had to get dizzy, so you kind of have to be the Puka, unless you're the Puka. But then your information's wrong. Oh, we have a Plague Doctor. This is the Plague Doctor, I think, is the perfect use of the new 5 key to just mark somebody with a blue exclamation point. Because I always forget there is some Plague Doctor corruption on the board. So any of these could be corrupted or evil. And this is obviously corrupted, but we know it can't be evil, so I'm going to keep that green. There is only one pair of evil. That could be the Empress poisoning the confessor. The lover's actually true. The Puka is corrupted, and the oracle is evil. That makes everything work, except then we would have an Empress pointing at an evil player. Can we switch these two? Can we say you are corrupted, you are evil? No, because then the lover is wrong. The shaman had to have created a dupe, right? And I'm not getting duped here. What was this? This was the knitter. I don't see another... If there's no other dupe on the board, the confessors have to be good. which means the puka has to be sat next to the confessor. What about something like this? This information is good. You're the puka. There is an evil adjacent to you. And then your information is plague doctored. Maybe this has to be it. Maybe this has to be it. That would make the confessor things possible and working. That would make the Empress pointing at one evil. That would mean that evils are adjacent to each other, satisfying this lie. This confessor is just good. This is the real confessor that is puka poisoned. This is the one pair of evil. This is the plague doctor corrupted. And the puka is not 2 away from the closest evil, and there are evils adjacent to you, puka. No, corrupted. Wow. Okay. So, I still think it cannot be the confessor. You were corrupted. I don't think it can be the confessor. This could be a plague doctor corrupted, though. But it could also mean that this is now the puka. Oh, I have an idea. Wait, then how are you getting corrupted? For both of these to be corrupted, is a real confessor. Yes, this is a real confessor. It has to be. The shaman. It has to be. I won't be convinced otherwise. Okay. In order for this to be corrupted and this to be corrupted, one of them... but then how do we get here? Oh, it means you're the puka. You're puka corrupted. You are plague doctor corrupted. And you are then the shaman pointing at 1, 7, and 9, which are all good players. 2 of them just happen to be puka corrupted. I think that's got to be it. We have a plague doctor corrupted confessor. Yep, it's got to be that. All right, I'm going to turn off the pinned cards here, and I'm going to kill the shaman. No! The streak is dead! How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh, it didn't need to be this. Oh, no. Right. This could have been the pair. Oh, I feel like that was really tough to figure out. One of the trickiest things with the puka, well, the streak is dead. We are playing a blind game next. But one of the trickiest things to figure out is when the puka is sat next to a minion and then there isn't a second puka corruption. And that really well covers up for the shaman here, unfortunately. But that is going to end the streak at 20 villages cleared. But that means I will have no qualms about going into blind mode. I could have killed the puka first, but I still think that would have landed on me killing this Empress next. Just because I would have assumed that this was the evil pair, but it was just as likely to be these ones. It could have even been these ones. So I really just messed up on the Plague Doctor. I could have gone for one of these 2 on the Plague Doctor. I mean, I got good info on the Plague Doctor. I learned which knitter was real, which really helped to narrow some things down, but that was a tough one. All right, moving on here. That is my high score. We'll see if we can get back there, but we are going to play with blind mode now, and this is a pretty good intro into blind mode, if I had to ask. And I am also going to real quick make a thumbnail for this video. Yeah, I wanted to do this and this. I think. Maybe I'll give myself some options. Where do I want this sword to get placed? All right. Yeah, that's probably good. And we're back. I'm not actually killing something right now. That is, yeah, just for the YouTube thumbnail there. No clue what we might have. We could have a Puka. We could have just a Ba. We know we don't have a Lilith. Even in blind mode, we'll know if it's a Lilith because we'll see the day-night cycle. Number 4 or 5 is a witch. That's wrong. That has to mean 4 and 3 are good, right? Or 5 and 3 are good. Can't read. Closest evil, counter clockwise. So you could be pointing at the Oracle. You could also be pointing at number 7. But there's no way that this is Puka poisoning the 2 of you. We also do have a drunk. Or a doppelganger. I'd love to find that other outcast. You are good. I believe you. What else do we got? No evils adjacent to me. You could be Puka poisoned with 7 poisoning 6 and 1. It's definitely worth considering there. 1 is evil. 3, 5, or 7. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not trusting number 7 so far. And there's our bombardier. So that would imply no poisoning, no drunk. I think we could actually go blind mode on it. Should I? It's blind mode, right? We got extra health here. There we go. Blind mode, sorted, and justifying the thumbnail of the video. We're going to do at least one more here on blind mode, this time with a demon, a minion, and 2 outcasts. At the very least, we do have a handle on the count in blind mode. But yikes, left side is more evil. Now, an architect that points away from itself is a little bit harder to trust. Both only 2 evil actually could just be true. Now, if an architect is lying, oh, it doesn't tell. Like, could an architect lie and say left or right if it's equal? I don't know how that works. 2 away from closest evil. That could be big info. Oh, what if we have a witch? What if we have a witch and we don't know until the very end? I don't know why I marked those 2. Let's mark these ones, and let's actually flip over on the hunter. Closest evil, counterclockwise. Yeah, these people are saying some sus stuff here, right? And interestingly, the hunter is kind of clearing the enlightened, but the enlightened is pointing at the hunter. So it could be the hunter or the architect, but I'm sus of the architect for now. Let's just mark them with a little bit of a soft red there. 5 or 7 is a twin minion. Okay, well, you're pointing at yourself, first of all. If you're lying, they're both good. You can never be pointing at yourself. You could, like, an oracle can never point at themselves and if they're a puka, say, oh, I'm a twin minion. No, you cannot do that. So this is either evil. If this is evil, then they're both good. So this can't be evil. It could be corrupted, but it's tough for it to be evil, which probably means this is our twin minion. All right, let's see what else we can flip. Maybe left side is more evil. Architect, I may have spoke too soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It could be 9 and 7. I'm 2 away. Wait, I don't know why I marked this. That's what the hunter would be pointing at. I think it could be 9 and 7 right now. That's actually my hunch. Okay. Druid, we do need to find 2 outcasts still. Okay, that could help us. Between 7, oh, this is going to be big info. 7, 4, and 3, there is an outcast, a minion, and a villager. And we need to find the outcast, because if the bishop is lying, they're all villagers. But I think this is a minion, and this is an outcast. Ooh. I'm ready to stab on 7. I think we've left our evil team here. I should flip them just to get their info. And I think it's a twin minion and not a witch game. Right side is more evil. I don't believe you. Cool. You're good. We can check the druid, but I'm not super concerned about that. Let's see what number 9 has to say. 3 or 7 is the twin minion. Oh, you were to... Oh, wait, you said the right... Oh, sorry. Blind mode means I cannot read. All right, well, we found our second outcast. That's good. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? So I'm thinking the druid might come under suspicion right now, but why is this hunter showing that? This hunter can't easily be evil. Huh. I think we're going to be able to solve this without looking at the deck. And if we can't, streak is low. Not a big deal. But, yeah, this now has to be an outcast. And number 3 has to be good. Doesn't mean that they're not. So the hunter 2 away. I mean, that's why I stabbed here, because the hunter is 2 away. And it's not the bombardier. So this information is wrong. Because even if the hunter is the drunk and the bombardier's evil, that would mean that then this information is right, so the hunter can't be the drunk. We know that this information is, well, probably good. It could... Oh. Could this be a puka? The architects could be a puka corrupting the hunter. And the reason that I say that is because that would not corrupt the doppelganger, because the puka only corrupts minions. That would corrupt the hunter. And then the left or the right side, or rather the left nor the right side, is more evil because they're sad and evil on each. Ooh, 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 I kind of like that. Let's have the druid do a little check of... like this or something. There is a bombardier. Yeah, okay. I trust you. I trust you. I think it's a double... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is like... what do you call it? Demon Bluff basics here. If the twin minion is... No. It's the other way around. If we had flipped over the puka first, then we would have been able to immediately suss out the twin minion. I think. But I still feel like this is the puka. We could check. We could check the deck, but we're going to go full blind mode here. I think this is a puka. That's what makes the most sense to me. Nice. All right. What are we looking at here time-wise? We can fit in one more blind mode run. The streak is dead, but now the blind mode streak is here. We've got 1 demon, 1 minion, and 1 outcast. And potentially there it is. All right. Potentially there it is. Okay, we've got some conflicting reports now. I don't know how the wretch works. Okay. Cannot be disguised as. That's what I was curious about. And I think someone had brought this up in a comment, but I don't believe that this tooltip has always been here. You can't disguise as the wretch, because that would just be too good of a hiding spot, because then... So the wretch is always confirmed? Oh, I kind of hate that, but whatever. We're killing a bombardier. Goodbye. And let's flip over some other things. I was a fortune teller. Well, I don't know about that. You could be a drunk. You could be... Can't be plague doctor corrupted. We've got our wretch. You could be puka poisoned. That's always possible. Let's see what else we've got here. 6 is good. Sure. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Indeed, indeed. All right, number 8. 7 is a real gem crafter. Yes, all of you guys are certainly confirming yourself, except for this baker. That one I don't exactly trust. Fortune teller. We could target the wretch to confirm the fortune teller. We could target the baker. We could target the twin minion. A lot of options there. So here's the thing. If this was just a normal game, we would know what demon we had. We would know if we had a Ba or a Puka. But because we don't know that, this does get a little bit trickier. And we're going to have to use the judge and the fortune teller, I think, to check outside of themselves. Because I think if the fortune teller checks the judge, it will always say evil. If the judge checks the fortune teller, it will always say evil. If one of these two is evil, or if this is the Puka. No double claims here. I think we're going to... Wait, what was this? Oh, it was a bombardier. Bombardier. Okay. So the judge, like, I kind of just want to check the twin minion with everything. I don't know what is considered lying, because the twin minion hasn't said squat. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use the judge to check the twin minion. I just don't know if that works. But we can use the fortune teller to check the twin minion. And we do see that there's an evil there. So this is a good card. Yeah, that's good. It could just be as simple as we use the judge to check the baker. We're going to learn if the baker is lying. Number 3 is telling the truth. So at this point, I think that has to mean that the judge is the Puka. Because this information was correct information, and then we have 2 pieces of lying information. So with that, the Puka could only sat here. Wow, okay, finding Pukas in blind mode is even another level up, because you never even know if they are Pukas. I couldn't handle the Puka in face-up mode, but in blind-up mode, we managed to do all right, and I think... This is... Oh, you know what? No, I also filmed the thumbnail and I did a little bit of an intro. We can do one more village here. 1, 2, 1. 3 evils to sort out. Oh, this might be where my luck runs out. Number 4 is a real baker. Well, 2 options then. I could trigger the baker, or I could completely ignore the baker. I kind of like completely ignoring the baker. I think the bakers just kind of get in their own way, but in blind mode, maybe I need it. Oh, maybe I need it in blind mode. Let's activate the baker. I am the original baker. I like those things. Let's find another baker. 1 evil adjacent to me. All right, can we find a baker adjacent to you? No evils adjacent to you. Could have a doppelganger, could have a shaman. I was a judge. Sure, I'm going to believe that for now. We find a plague doctor. And then we don't find another baker creation. Oh, but this is a judge. So you could be the Puka. These are both corrupted, but the Puka would not get double claimed by a minion. Or would not get double claimed by a villager. We have not drawn at all yet in this video, but I'm not sure if we're going to get to that. This could just be Plague Doctor corrupted then. Why are both of these saying, like, conflicting things here? You could just be evil, and you could just be telling the truth. We are going to need to fit 3 evils onto this board. The very least, this baker seems corrupted. This baker had to do something. Let's Plague Doctor check it. Not corrupted. Oh, you know what that means? That means that this dreamer's evil. That means that this dreamer's evil, because that was the last thing that we flipped. The numbering looks a little bit... Oh, no. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. Can we toggle this on? No, we can't. But I flipped the second baker, then I flipped the Plague Doctor, then I flipped the Dreamer. There were actually no... villagers left. This is evil. That's the shaman. When you kill someone, you get good information. Oh, this was not corrupted. We actually just have 2 judges. That's our only double claim. One of these is still lying. We're going to sort that out in a moment. We could use this. What were they pretending to be? The Dreamer. So knowing that this is a lie, we could potentially reverse it. I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be necessarily. But here's what we do know. This Plague Doctor is good. And among these 3, 2 are evil. No evils adjacent to me is not even possible. It's just not. It's just not. Corrupted. Plague Doctor corrupted. Ah! So these are both lying. Let's see what this could be. Could be a twin minion. So it's not. It's the Ba. And what character was this? I don't even remember. There's no evils among these. So there is an evil among them, and we found the twin minion. Okay, that one got a little bit dicey, but we were still able to do it with blind mode. Blind mode is not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Maybe we see how long we can keep the blind mode streak alive. But for today, for this one, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.